This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tony Silva. Let's go to him here.
Okay.
Rock and Roll Express Super Summer Sizzler Tour 86 and the contest involved. Right now we're going to talk about contest number 1, our Rock and Roll Express Lookalike Contest. There's the address. Address it to Rock and Roll Express Lookalike Contest, P.O. Box 11390, Charlotte 28220. Now this contest is open to boys and girls ages 5 to 13 years of age. Pictures must include both entrants and be no larger than 4 inches by 5 inches. You must have a picture of two together dressed up like the Rock and Roll Express. Not one person in the picture, but two together and no larger than 4 by 5 inches. A person cannot be a member of more than one entry. If you dress up with one friend, that's your entry. You cannot turn around and dress up as a Rock and Roll Express member with another entry. Once again, our entries must be postmarked no later than July 15th of 1986 for our Rock and Roll Express Lookalike Contest. Now, if you would like a copy of the official rules of our Rock and Roll Express Lookalike Contest, send your self-addressed stamped envelope to that address. Make sure you have a self-addressed stamped envelope in your envelope so we can send you the rules back to you. Now, the winners of our Rock and Roll Express Lookalike Contest will get an all-expenses-paid trip to Atlanta, Georgia to spend a day with the Rock and Roll Express at Six Flags Over Georgia theme park. That is contest number 1. And coming up a little bit later on, information on contest number 2. Let's go to the ring.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Old Pee Wee calling for the bell is Ronnie Garvin, going to take on Paul Garner, your great close personal friend of many years.
A couple of things, and I want to get back to this elephant door story, but the kid with the mullet popped me.
Oh, God. When they're doing a lookalike contest, like, well, there's Ricky Jr. right there.
There's Ricky right there. And number 2, my hair was perfect.
Your hair looked better than that old JCPENNY suit you're wearing. You've worn some interesting clothing that we've seen you wear over the years, especially in WCW, but this might take the cake as far as your worst suit.
Well, what's wrong with a coat from the Stafford collection?
I love you for that deep cut. Boy, that is a real deal, folks. That is an actual JCPENNY brand.
Yes, it is.
I know it because they used to sell big and tall back when I was cutting my teeth as a salesperson. And I'm like, Stafford.
That was the Stafford collection, buddy. JCPenney's.
You had some floor shimes on too. I just know it. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm just living the life, Conrad. How you doing, buddy?
Better than I deserve. Excited to be with you. Loving all things 1986. And we keep the train on the tracks today for June 14th. Can you believe we're like halfway through this experiment of 1986?
It's amazing that it's, I'd like to thank a lot of people for helping us continue to go this far, with the advent of the cock.
Yeah.
But we've had some help and we appreciate that. And it's really brought back some great memories of some great things that went down in 1986. Now, as we come to you today, we are about 2 weeks away from the Great American Bash. And that's when some crazy things start to happen. So it's great. It really is great. It's one of those things where things happen quickly, I know, and time goes by quickly, but you don't want 1986 to end.
No, I don't.
And I say that because, as we know, history has taught us that as you go into 1987, things are not as good.
Well, you know what though? I still think it'll be fun for us to, I hear what you're saying, but it'll still be fun for us to watch 1987.
Yeah.
Because it's such a critical year. What we're watching right now is the best year in the history of Jim Crockett Promotions. They've never had a year, a top line gross that could come anywhere close to this.
Right.
And in 87, they're going to keep a lot of that momentum going, but the expenses get out of control. So the profit's just not there.
Right.
And they're still making money hand over fist at the gate, but they're spending a lot on the back end. And before you know it, it becomes a disastrous year. A lot of that has to do with the end of 1987 and the pay-per-view controversy where essentially Vince McMahon sabotaged Starrcade.
Yeah.
And the company never recovered, but we're a long way from that. And this is sort of, as Eric Bischoff said the other day on For the Heat, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And then he said, "Hey, I think that was in a movie." I'm like, no, That's a book. But anyway, hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.